No, yes, it's a different one for tonight. I just emailed it to you again. Okay. All right. All right. We'll see you in a few. Okay. Bye. All right, folks. Thank you for putting up with me. We are on the right presentation now.
Okay. Take two. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the foods. We picked 17 days. I'm not 100% sure why it was people have done it. Dr. Nelson and them did 17 days. I think they were kind of looking at 17 different foods. So as I was mentioning, if you stay on Facebook and you make different meals and stuff, if you want to take pictures or a video or whatever, that will really help other people. Because one of the things that I really want to stress, and myself, I've been doing this somewhat for the last few weeks on and off, and not 100% like I want people to do going forward. But yesterday I was speaking with a lady who had detoxed earlier, so she jumped on it right after Christmas, and she's been doing it. She's a nurse, and she said she was going to try to get on today, but her name is Erin. I don't know if Erin got on or not, but she said the thing that she found, she felt really good, a lot of energy, sleeping better, all that stuff that we talk about. But she said she got a little bit bored with the foods. And the whole key is going to be making different recipes using the same foods, but making it a little bit different so you have variety, okay? And variety is going to be very, very important in order to keep yourself motivated to eat. And a lot of people like a lot of variety.
Okay.
I'm a person who can eat.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
I'm kind of the type of person who can eat most anything all the time. So I just want to pass that along. So if you can stay on the Facebook page, that would be greatly appreciated. All of you should have the calendar that we're working on. And today is January 13th, third day of liquid. Hopefully everybody has been drinking their mix and doing everything. I'm guilty myself because I just mixed my second one. I was so busy today. I just didn't have time to, I didn't mix my first one until after 1 o'clock, and then I just got busy and I couldn't get to it until I got here. So the problem with that is whenever you detox, you want to try to get as much in early because number one, I'll probably end up getting up and go to the bathroom, which I never end up having to do. But after I go to bed. And number two, sometimes the maple syrup, even though it's balances blood sugar, it can stimulate a little bit. So, but I got to get it in or else I'll wake up in the middle of the night being hungry, and I'd rather wake up needing to use a bathroom than be hungry. So, but third day of liquid, I think Kim did 4, so she might be on her 4th day. So
Yes,
congratulations, Kim. The next 2 days we are going to eat fruits, veggies, and the instant meals. You can have maple syrup. So you can do the fruit and the yogurt and mix that together and have that tomorrow and the next day and eat your make a veggie soup for the 2 days. And you can use any of the vegetables that you normally use on the next 2 days, because on the 16th, which is Monday, we're going to start with the Super 17. And then we're going to journey through all the way down through the 1st of February, okay? Important thing though, on the bottom, please figure out how much water you need and plan to get all that water in. That is very important, all right? To drink the water that you need to sustain your body and the hydration levels. Okay, so really what is this challenge? Okay? The challenge is eating nutrient-dense foods. Now, the key here is, and it may sound foolish, or counterintuitive, we don't need to count calories. Don't worry how much you're eating. Worry about what you're eating, all right? So if you find you want to eat more, eat it, as long as it's those foods. So You eat from the food list and when you eat when you're hungry, but stop when you're satisfied. Don't eat just for the sake of eating, but if you're hungry, eat. I don't want people thinking that this is a diet. We are not, we don't diet, okay? We eat healthy, nutrient foods that will satisfy our body and satisfy the hunger that's in our body. I have noticed, and I don't know about Patty, but I've noticed that when I am doing this, I'm pretty much full most of the day. And a lot of times in the evenings when I get home, when I normally eat, I find myself not wanting anything, maybe some fruit and yogurt or something like that, that I mix up and help myself with, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Eat when you're hungry, don't eat if you're not. And it might take you out of your norms, the way you normally eat. Like if you're eating later in the evening, you might not be hungry. If you're not, don't eat. Don't eat just because you think I'm home and I should be eating. Okay, so here is the list. These are the things that you need and that you can eat during the program. For those of you who might be on a Candida program, the red stars you cannot have if you're on a Candida program, okay? So no fruit, so that means the kiwi and the berries, and the fermented cabbage, sauerkraut, kimchi are not allowed on the Candida program. So if you're on a structured Candida program and you're doing this, don't use those products, okay? Also, there should be a star if you're on Candida, the Middle East Daily Antioxidants. That is what we refer to as our superberry. So I think Patty forgot about that one, okay?
Candida.
But
Okay.
I don't think any of you are on it that's on Candida, so you don't have that product, so I wouldn't worry about it. All right. So wild caught salmon, okay? Make sure when you buy it, it's wild caught. You can have spinach. So it's not all vegetables. You can have onions and shallots, plain yogurt. Now, I don't know if Anna's on here yet or not, but I put out a little video when I was shopping, and for some reason I reached and I grabbed a yogurt that was low fat. You don't want low fat. She spotted it. Kudos to her, and I'm glad she brought it to, she told Patty, and Patty told me. And sure enough, I went home and looked in my refrigerator, and there was low fat. I was stunned. But
Oh, you're confessing.
yes.
You got called out on that.
I did. So look for the full fat, no flavored yogurt. Kale is excellent. Grass-fed butter, ghee, and marrow butter. Now, marrow butter is not the easiest thing to find. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, those kind of places have it. I don't know.
I haven't looked for it, so.
Okay. Broccoli and spinach and sprouts pretty much is the only greens that you're going to be eating. You can have mushrooms and any of the mushrooms that you want. Avocados are great. Our greens and our daily antioxidants. So I don't know what voice there, but I guess.
Just making sure.
Were you pushing them?
Just get that out there.
The essential greens, those of you who did the total body cleanse are having those now. And if you're going to do the greens, drink as cold a water as you can, okay? Because that really does help for a lot of people to get them down.
I saw that on Facebook, Christina, wasn't too happy with those. And also from my daughter, she mixed them with the greens with her lemon juice maple syrup mix the other day, because she just had a little bit left of the syrup mix and just wanted to get the greens down. And she said it was not enjoyable at all. So I may want to stay with that one too.
Okay. Like I mentioned, the berries and the kiwi, fermented cabbage. your grass-fed beef, bison, wild game. Those of you who use Radiance can use it. Meal replacement powder. A lot of people like to put that in the yogurt and mix it and put it in the freezer and make it almost like an ice cream. So you can do that. We have coconut oil, organic pasteurized eggs.
Sorry, just say pastured eggs, not
Oh, pastured, yeah.
pastured eggs.
Pastured eggs, yeah. Not pasteurized.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you in the local area, we do have eggs that we sell at $5 a dozen. That's what I get them for. And they are pastured. Again, so you pick them up, let us know, because I have to order them he only brings me 15 dozen at a time. Yes, you can have yogurt tomorrow. Okay, yogurt tomorrow, veggies, that type of thing, as the calendar states. For those of you local, the Pure Inventions water infusion drops are fine. And then bone broth. I didn't skip that on purpose, but we're going to talk more about all these things as we go. Okay, so these are the foods you're going to be shopping for. None of them are in the middle of the aisles. Okay, so you can walk around the outside and find them. Okay. Okay, I'll make sure I have some down there. We're texting about the challenge already. Okay, next.
So this is the list again, which is on the back of the calendar that everybody has. All right, just same things. Maple syrup, and take your supplements, whatever you've been taking. If you're on the classic detox kit, make sure you keep taking your fiber cleanse and detox. And any other supplements that you have from your Zyto that you did recently, want to keep those nutrients going in our body as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we are going to coconut oil. Okay, coconut oil is what you want to be cooking with. We're not going to be cooking with olive oil. We're not going to be cooking with, well, the other thing you can cook with is the butter, the ghee butter, or pasteurized butter, or marrow butter. Okay, you can cook with that. And coconut oil. Those are the only two oils that you should be using. It comes in a container like that. You want unprocessed or I think it's unprocessed, yeah. And they'll have processed right next to it, which has other things in it. You don't want that. You want the unprocessed. And then sprouts. You can use any of the sprouts that you can find, okay? And people say, does everything have to be organic? And I say, it doesn't have to be. If you can find the organic and you want to, obviously organic is better. I'm not convinced that we always know what is organic, but nonetheless, sprouts. So there's mung bean sprouts. There is organic pea sprouts, those kind of things. What are the sprouts?
Yes, alfalfa sprouts. I think you can find broccoli sprouts. Kim is going to be growing her own sprouts. She has seeds, and she's got a whole process of it takes like 2 or 3 days to grow them, and then you can just eat them right away.
No. Okay. Okay, as we go through, if you have questions about the different foods, please ask. Okay, as we go through, might be easier than at the end. If you have a certain food or that you see here that you're not sure of. Message
I have
or
a question.
yes.
Whenever you said game before, does that include turkey?
No. That was a different thing. No. The only meat is wild caught salmon and grass-fed beef.
Well, game meaning bison or
Well, yeah.
elk,
Yes.
something like that. Yeah, chicken and turkey come along later.
Well, you can use game birds if if you got the turkey, let's say somebody went hunting for turkeys and got a wild turkey, that would be okay.
I didn't go hunting.
Okay.
Oh, genius.
I thought maybe down in Arkansas, you just went hunting. Yeah, if it's a wild turkey, it would be okay. Any wild game is fine. Okay?
Excuse me, John,
Yes,
my husband has a question. This is Terrell Wilson.
hi.
Hey, Terrell.
Hi, this is Ray. Hi,
Hi, Raymond.
hi. I was as far as game now, like I just heard someone ask, but would duck and rabbit be considered wild game?
Not nutritious. I don't think it's nutritious.
Well, it's not as nutritious as other wild game, the red meat type. But I will, if you can get, if it is wild and you know it wasn't farm raised,
Yep.
I wouldn't have any problem with it. If it's wild.
And because I noticed, now what about alligator? No, it's wild game.
Well, do you have alligator?
I know where to purchase it. Yes, yeah.
I can guarantee you the alligator is farm raised. You don't want farm raised at all. You only want wild.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, not farm. It's not farm raised. It's wild. Yeah,
Well,
not farm raised. It's wild.
well, if it's wild, I guess it'd be okay, but I'd make sure that it is wild.
Right. Yeah, he kind of assured me of it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go into the next, right.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, so meat, 100% grass fed. Okay. Your lean or your meats, beef is excellent. You can get it in the grocery stores. I know I shop primarily in Big Y and Stop and Shop and Geisler's. I can get this in all of them.
This Nature's Promise brand is Stop and Shop.
Yes, yes, I can't remember what the Big Y is, but it's good, it cooks well, etc. You can cook it in any way that you want. You can use pan fried on the stove, you can grill, bake, whatever you want to do. But you want to make sure that it's grass fed. Okay.
Oh, I
Okay,
don't think it is.
okay, and the other meat would be,
Warner, really.
okay, the other meat is salmon. And again, you want wild. Okay, that's the only fish, so I'm gonna throw that out before people ask about, can I have cod or this and that, it's salmon, okay? Most nutritious food there is. All right, why don't you take this?
So fruits, so kiwi, which is a part of the berry family. And all your berries, fresh or frozen, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. Cranberries are not part of the berry family, so they are not allowed
But I see
for
watermelon.
17 days, okay? So kiwi, your berries, fresh or frozen on the berries. As you can see on the right, you know, the great value is Walmart, the Wyman's, you can get them at Stop and Shop and Walmart. The Wyman's, I love those blueberries because they're the little ones. Really good. Okay.
And you can use fresh or frozen. All right, so fresh or frozen is fine. A lot of times people wonder if frozen. This time of year, probably not a lot of difference. If it was summertime, I'd probably say try to get it fresh. You know, if they're in the farm stands and that type of thing. But right now, just get what you can get. Okay, greens, avocados. Some people don't like avocados. Avocados is considered a vegetable. I personally like to take an avocado to work and cut it in half. I'll do that tomorrow. We're eating, so I will take an avocado and cut it in half at work and just have a spoon and just scoop it out and eat an avocado. It's great. It's very filling. Again, a lot of times people will say, well, it's high fat, but it's the right kind of fat. In order to let your body heal, we need the right kind of fat, and fat is not bad. All fat is not bad. So that is a very, very good a thing to have, and as a quick snack if you like to eat avocado just straight up.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, few more slides. So I put avocado in my instant meal and my shake for breakfast or any time of day. I've also made avocado pudding with avocado and the Melise instant meal and a little bit of maple syrup, which
Yes.
is a really good treat.
You mean
as
make
well.
a shake?
No, just make it
Okay.
into pudding.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Liz just messaged and said that she adds lemon juice, salt, pepper, and paprika to mashed avocado. And she said it takes away, if you're not a fan of just the taste of avocado, it kind of tastes a little bit and makes it to her more enjoyable. So those are the things that, people kind of contribute that'll help to do that. Okay. Broccoli is a fabulous food to eat. And I like to steam them. I just cut them right off of, the almost to the end there. So I eat everything. And then the spinach, I like to saute a lot of it because you're not eating salads. You're not having a salad with the tomatoes and the carrots and the, cucumbers and all that stuff. So, and we're not using dressings.
Right.
So sauteing and making something with them is something that you might want to consider. You have something for that?
Yes, I do. Right, and here's your kale. It's a couple different brands.
That's what I said something.
Oh, no, it's further down.
Oh, further down.
There's food, there's meals. Where look at this.
I did.
So, all right, so kale, I sent my husband to the grocery store week before last. And I said, few things, it was like 5 things on the list. He came home with this, I swear it was a pillow size bag of kale. I was looking in the refrigerator, I go, what are we gonna do with that? And he goes, eat it. I go, it's huge. It's like a 3-pound bag of kale. So I think towards the end of the week, we had to toss some of it, but kale, one of these is Stop and Shop. I think the other one was Walmart, but wherever you shop, I'm sure they have kale.
Yes.
Anything else on kale?
No,
All right, onions.
I find kale you have to chew. You really have to chew it. It's not like you're.
Oh, you can saute it
Yeah.
or make your kale chips. If it likes kale chips, just do them in coconut oil, some salt and garlic. Okay, onions. So all these onions are allowed. I need to expand my palette. I stick to sweet and red and occasionally yellow onions, but the shallots and the green onions and the leeks, white onions, these are all allowed. I guess it's good to mix it up.
And I find that by putting onions in things, I use a whole onion every time I make a meal. If I do anything, whether it's eating meat or just anything, salmon, I'll take a whole large onion, cut it all up and saute it and smother it with the onions.
There's some grass-fed beef. This is at Walmart. So it's just kind of like Stop and Shop, but they do have bison at Walmart and the Wagyu beef patties, along with regular grass-fed beef and steaks.
So is alligator grass-fed?
I don't know what alligators eat. I'm not sure.
People,
Let's eat wild caught salmon, I guess. All right, here's your mushrooms. Again, I'm kind of stuck with a couple different ones here, but whatever you like, whatever you want to use, it's good to mix it up. So I'll try to be expanding my palette with the mushrooms as well.
and vary them up. A lot of people don't care for mushrooms. It kind of comes back to like avocados. I think sometimes you have to acquire a taste.
Texture too.
Texture, yeah. But I think when you saute them, you kind of get away from the texture at least, and maybe even the taste, because what I find is that mushrooms, when I saute them, they kind of blend in with the other food. And I'm probably jumping ahead, but when I cook, I'll saute my onions and mushrooms and put garlic and even sometimes the kale, I'll throw that in, let it, some of it. And then when my meat is about done, I just put everything in with the meat and let it kind of absorb the juices from the meat, and it takes away the taste, some of the taste of the mushrooms too, or the texture. Yogurt. Okay, Greek yogurt, or any of the yogurts, as long as they are full fat, that's really what you want, the full fat. And you can see how much protein, and you'll notice we're getting a lot of protein. You're getting protein from meat and yogurt. You're getting protein from avocados and the greens. And they don't, the yogurt is what helps to burn body fat, and it also helps to build muscle. Okay, so just think about that, so that you're not getting too much protein. Sometimes people think you're going to eat too much protein. You cannot get too much protein.
Right. The question is, we don't want any antibiotics or hormones in the grass-fed beef, correct? Yes, that is correct. And usually grass-fed beef, it'll say right on it that no hormones.
Well, that's the whole point of having grass-fed,
Right.
is the fact that they don't use antibiotics, they don't use steroids and that type of thing. That's part of the idea of being organic and grass-fed.
Kale, broccoli, spinach, onions, yes, no peppers. Peppers are not on the list right now. Okay. Kim brought this in to me the other day, this coconut oil and ghee. So it's just a combination of the two. It was all natural, organic, no additives. So that's an option if people want to change up the taste, if they don't really like coconut oil. It says it has a buttery taste. Lemons and limes, yes, lemons and limes are allowed. All right. So this is a meal that I made, and I used grass-fed stew beef. It was the Nature's Promise. I actually had a stew beef. I sauteed onions, mushrooms, and spinach and coconut oil, along with the stew beef. Like John said, I cooked the beef first, get that going a little bit, and then I added the other veggies. And it was delicious. Salt and pepper, some garlic, no peppers, right? No peppers. Okay.
Lemon limes.
Lemons, limes, yes.
Yes.
Peppers, no. So just, season this. I used garlic, salt and pepper. So it was really good.
And make enough for, make enough so that you have something the next day, so you're not cooking all the time. You can do that. I cook enough and I have it for breakfast or dinner, and then breakfast, the same thing a lot of times, or I'll have breakfast and then I'll do that. Or I'll, maybe my dinner, if it was beef or salmon, and then the next morning I'll just warm it up and then I'll put eggs.
Is it working or no?
Excuse me?
Yeah, I was able to add it, but it doesn't.
Okay.
Can everybody mute themselves, please? Thank you. Okay, so here's what I was talking about, adding avocado to shake. So I made a shake with I used the chocolate vegan instant meal. I had spinach, I had frozen strawberries and avocado. And it was yummy.
Yeah, that is very good. I haven't done it for a while, but it is excellent, and it's very filling.
Yeah, think about all you're getting. You're getting protein from the shake, you're getting protein from the avocado, and all your nutrients from both, and nutrients from your spinach and your strawberries, and that's what keeps you going, keeps you full and sustained for quite a few hours.
Now, those of you who like a snack in the evening, okay, and you want something sweet, this is an excellent idea. You take I do about 6 ounces of water, and then I put in 3 or 4 ice cubes in it, along with the berries, the instant meal, half an avocado. I always use a half. You use a whole one?
I have.
I use a half an avocado and then a handful of spinach. And when it comes out, it's thick. I mean, you need a spoon to eat it. And it's cold. It's like having a Frosty, okay? Only it's very healthy. So a lot of times you can make something like this that'll satisfy the palate where you're almost tricking your brain that it's something sweet or decadent when it's healthy and you're just not going to keep you awake at night, that type of thing.
All right, and I made this for breakfast, or actually it can be any time of day. So I sauteed some onions and mushrooms. And I took one of our farm fresh pastured eggs and I added a couple scoops of yogurt. So when I was a kid growing up, when my mother made scrambled eggs, she always added milk to it. This, if you haven't done this yet, this tastes so good. The yogurt just really gives it a whole new flavor. So you just whip the egg and the yogurt together really good. I added it to the saute pan with the mushrooms and onions already in it and just cooked it up. And then I added some half of an avocado, and that was my lunch one day.
Now, I will tell you that when sometimes you'll look at it and you'll go, that doesn't look real appetizing, okay?
So good.
I saw Patty open up her lunch that day, I think, and I looked at it, and I thought, oh, good Lord, what are you eating? But it doesn't have, you know what it is. It tastes great. And I want to back up to the second slide there. Do you know how to tell if an egg is fresh or not? By the color of the yolk. The yolk should be like the moon, the color of the moon. If you're buying eggs and they're kind of a yellowish, when we started using these farm fresh eggs, people were calling us, buying them and calling us and saying, there's something wrong with these eggs. And I would ask them, well, what do you mean? Well, the yolks are orange. And I go, they're supposed to be orange if they're fresh. As they age, they turn yellow. Okay, so when you crack an egg and it's a yellow, that means it's been around a long time. And when I say a long time, a lot of times eggs have been around for a couple months before you even buy them. So that's how you tell a good egg is by that color of yolk. And it's got a lot more taste. Yes, lactose free. So we're not using any milks whatsoever. The only closest thing to milk is the yogurt, but that's in the way it's processed. Why is beef okay to eat? Because it has all the nutrients, okay? And it has all the nutrients in it and it has the protein. Now, again, we're gonna do this, and I'm not saying eat beef every single day. I recommend you rotate with salmon or, have some meal, just eggs and no meat. All right. You don't have to have it, but it's as long as you are getting good quality beef, then your body can break it down. When you get beef that is not quality, or it has the hormones, it has the steroids, then your body doesn't break it down. Plus you're putting in this stuff in your body that, you don't want. Okay. So I don't know if that answers the question. If you want more, just ask your question again. There was something else I was going to say. If you can find brisket, all right. Brisket is supposedly by study the most nutritious part of an animal, and the brisket is the neck into the shoulder, and that is, but it's hard to find. I have been looking for brisket for the last couple of weeks, and every time I go, they say no, we had it, but it's gone. People use it, and it's they buy it up about as quick as they can get it in. So I don't even know what the cost is, but I do know that brisket is really good. Yes, you can smoke brisket. You can have it any way you want. So if somebody knows a good place to get brisket, let us know in the area. Janice in Arkansas, no sense in telling me because I can't get there. Or DC.
All right, here's another one. So sauteed onions, mushrooms, and kale in the coconut oil. Wild caught Alaskan salmon in coconut oil. And I used the everything bagel seasoning on it. And that was my dinner. And yes, that plate was my dinner. I did not share that with anybody and I ate the whole thing. I love salmon.
Were you full?
I was comfortable full, yeah. Not stoked. It's just, it was really, really good. So I know I don't talk a lot about seasonings. I don't use all that much seasoning besides everything bagel and salt and pepper and garlic. So whatever everybody else likes, you just go for it. Seasonings are really good.
I like
Can I ask a question? Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes,
The sockeye salmon, is that more of a strong fishy taste?
No. I'm talking to people that go fishing in Alaska. No.
Well, I have a hard time eating fish. That's why I'm asking.
No, I don't think it does. I don't think it's strong. No, I mean, just give it a try and just, season it however you like. And I don't think it's got a strong taste at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Question about salmon too.
seasoning. I like to put, I like a lot of seasoning. So I use a lot and then I use pink Himalayan sea salt. I like to sprinkle that on things and I like a lot of black pepper. Those are the, so I use seasoning plus the stuff. I don't know why it just works for me.
Can you use other kinds of salmon?
Any
Like coho?
wild caught salmon.
Okay,
Yep, pink, silver, sockeye, yep, king salmon, yep, whatever you can find.
But you'll pay a fortune for king salmon.
Okay,
Oh,
Bob, it's
I
not,
sent it.
Bob, it's everything but the bagel seasoning. It's not the bagel.
well, I was gonna mention that a lot of those spice mixes have sugar in them, so people need to watch.
Right, no, not that one. I always love that one doesn't.
yeah,
Right.
and yeah, I always use the McCormick stuff, so I'm worried about it.
You can find that big container. You can get that at Costco, but I think the other stores have it as well.
I must have misunderstood you, Patty.
I bet you did, Bob. It's that third day of liquid that I
Breakfast.
was thinking breakfast tomorrow morning. No bagels, no Miss Flo's. I told you, you can't go there.
I gave that up for Lent.
Okay, great.
I saw the everything bagel seasoning in a regular, I don't know if it was Big Y or ShopRite, but it was right in the regular seasoning aisle.
Okay, yeah, good. Thanks, Nancy.
Read the ingredients.
Oh, another comment.
Trader Joe's sells the everything. Okay.
Okay, Trader Joe's too. Great, thank you, Melissa. All right. I can't touch these because I've never eaten these in my life, so
Okay.
go for it.
Sauerkraut is, anyways, the sauerkraut, not from a can. Okay, because the sauerkraut in cans that you find in the store have to be cooked. When you cook sauerkraut or anything really fermented, you lose the nutritional value. Sauerkraut needs to be eaten cold. So if you're going to eat sauerkraut, it'll come in either a jar or in a bag like you're looking at. All right. And I think sauerkraut is an acquired taste as well. It's very, very good for the intestinal tract. And there's a lot of nutrients in the sauerkraut. It's actually made from cabbage. All right, it's basically some people actually make their own. I don't know if there's anybody on here that's ever made sauerkraut, but there's a lot of people that actually make it themselves. I like it. I used to really like it on top of hot dogs, but I didn't see hot dogs on the list. So, but I'd like some ideas. If anybody here eats sauerkraut, to let us know what you In fact, the thing here says delightful
I
sign.
do. I love sauerkraut.
Okay,
Mhm.
tell us how you do it.
How do I cook the sauerkraut?
Well, how do you prepare it? What do you eat it with?
Oh, I tell you what, it's good on a salad. Like if you just get the cold sauerkraut and
Yeah,
you could put it on your spinach or your greens and whatever else you want in there. It's excellent. And
okay,
then, which I don't know, can we have potatoes?
no,
Okay, well, that's a really good way, but not right now.
right, that'll be on the abundance.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Hey, if I could chime in, the sauerkraut is really good. We eat it a lot. And it's on the salads, it substitutes salad dressing.
yes.
And it's
Yeah.
really good. And when you put it in your greens and your kale and your spinach,
Yes.
like you cook the kale, just add a little bit of sauerkraut on your kale or your dishes, and it's still good. And sometimes I just eat it plain. I'll just get like a little 1/4 cup and just kind of eat it plain. It's really good.
Yeah, yep, I
Wow.
agree.
Those are some good ideas. So saute your kale first and then just eat the sauerkraut cold on top of it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, just add it on top.
And who is saying that? What's your name?
My name is Yolanda Livingston.
Yolanda.
Andre and Yolanda Livingston.
Are you from Minot, right?
Yes.
Minot, North Dakota.
Yes.
All right.
Freezing is the reason.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you. All right, so there's some good tips there on the sauerkraut. And then this is the board said, I did find this in the deli department and it was called at Stop and Shop. And then
And also Costco has a raw sauerkraut that's, and I'm German, and I grew up with the Crocs downstairs. So, but it is really, really, really good. So Costco's has a huge one.
Okay.
Is the German style sauerkraut okay? Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's sauerkraut.
As long as
Oh,
Yeah, no
Oh,
vinegar. That's a great point. I'm so glad you said that. You don't want sauerkraut with an ingredient that has vinegar.
So it has to be naturally fermented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have some like preservatives in it, but that's okay, just no vinegar.
Yeah. No vinegar.
and the ones that I get are from Aldi's. They have it all the time, the
Oh,
German.
okay.
Okay, good to know.
Good. Okay, anybody else out there eating sauerkraut? Now, I grew up in Minnesota and we had sauerkraut. Okay, so Yolanda's in North Dakota, they have sauerkraut.
Can I ask that girl who said Costco has it? Because I went and they are out of it. They're not gonna have it till spring.
Oh,
Did she find some?
I haven't been to Costco. Which Costco did you go to?
West Springfield and Enfield.
Oh, okay. I'm in Connecticut, and last time I went, they had some.
Oh, it is good, very good.
okay.
All right.
Any other, what is that thing in there?
So, yeah, the other thing, that's kimchi. And I think Liz, you still on? I think Liz knows a little about kimchi.
I
like
love kimchi. I like it. I make it.
Okay.
I also do what I've done with kimchi for I make a kimchi rice, but not rice. I use cauliflower, but of course I would do riced broccoli this time, and I would cook that up a little bit, and I put a poached egg on top of it. But to get the benefits of the raw, I have, because I want the flavor in the broccoli, so then I would take the raw on the side and add some more to it.
Tina, would you be willing to share that recipe either on the Facebook page?
Oh, I'm gonna make
Tina,
it.
for that?
Oh yeah, I'm making it.
Or you're gonna make it
I'm
for
already
everybody?
going.
We'll give it
Sure,
to-
come on over.
Liz, were you saying something?
Me no.
Okay, I know you mentioned kimchi to me recently. But all right, so she didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you did.
So these are, new things for some of us, experience for others, so
And what we want is ideally for us to start, some of you might be saying, oh, wow, I don't think I'll like sauerkraut or kimchi or mushrooms or avocados. But the studies show that the way we think, we're going to continue going that direction. If you believe you don't like it, you will never like it and you'll never try it. And studies show that if you eat something anywhere from 8 to 20 times, you will begin to like it, whether you think you don't like it or not, okay? Because it's our brain that says this is good and this isn't. And that is why people eat fast foods a lot, because they start eating it, it's easy, quick, and then we eat it often, therefore it just becomes automatic. That's what I like, that's what tastes good, fills me up, etc. So we have to get away from the mindset that we don't like it. Now, we may not eat it as often, but we feel that if we eat these foods for a period of time, even when we go to the abundance and then the introduce moderation, that the moderation will be just that, moderation. And you'll have a tendency, moderation. Somebody's phone's ringing, if you can mute. The moderation.
Maria, you having trouble with your phone? There we go, got her. Okay, muted.
Yeah, so if you try them and eat them just a little bit and then just kind of add it to it, mix it with other things that you do like, I think you're going to find that later on, when you get into the abundance and then the moderation, that you're going to lean towards the healthier stuff rather than the unhealthy. And that's one of the purposes of this, is to get these foods in you and teach us to like different foods that are much more nutritious than what we're used to. Okay, we talked about eggs. Okay, they're not pasteurized. They're pastures. Okay, and then the butters. Okay, you want good butter, healthy butter. It's a stick butter. The other day I was talking to somebody and they said something about I can't believe it's not butter. And they said, really, I just can't believe it's not. It tastes so good, right? But it's very unhealthy. You want butters. If you use a butter that is soft all the time and you don't have to refrigerate it, you're not using the right thing. I recommend, if you can, use a sea salted butter. It's just better for blood pressure and that type of thing for people that might have issues with that. But you want the good butter, the ghee butter, that type of thing.
Grass-fed butter, and Kate's is grass-fed from Maine, and Kerrygold is grass-fed from Ireland.
Okay, bone broth. I know Heather's done bone broth before, haven't you, Heather?
Yep, I have.
You want to talk about it? Hello?
I'm trying to figure out my mic and my volume.
Oh, you're fine.
Hear you. Well, that's probably why. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So have you made your own bone broth?
All right. You want me to talk about?
Yeah. Tell me about bone broth and how you use it.
So, if I've made a chicken or a turkey or some kind of beef, I just save my bones and I put them in a crock pot and I slow cook it for about 3 or 4 days. And it ends up, like the bones just really disintegrate and it's just really good flavor. And I'll add it, for soups. And, I'll divide it up into smaller portions, but it's really good. It's healthy.
Do you add any of your own seasonings to it?
Oh, yeah, I'll add seasonings, whatever I have.
Okay. Kim is working on making some now, and she shared a recipe with me, and I can share that. If Heather, you want to share yours, either email me or you can put it, on Facebook. So you can email and we
Okay.
can share those. And now the store here in East Hampton is Pure Foods down the street. They sell frozen bones, beef bones. So I'm sure other markets and butchers would do that too if you don't have your own. You want to make your own. But this Kettle and Fire brand has clean ingredients. So that's another option.
Why is bone broth so healthy? And the reason is because you all heard the term bone marrow. And bone marrow is what is in the center of the bone. And bone marrow is when people become unhealthy, it's because the bone marrow is unhealthy. Okay. And so by doing bone broth and cooking it the way Heather talked about, you break everything down. So you end up with the marrow that you're ingesting, which is extremely healthy. It is a process. I've read different things where you can take and basically put them in a pan and saute them for a while, then put them in a crock pot for 12 hours and stuff like that. The way Heather does it, she does it long enough that it completely virtually disintegrates the bone. If you do it in a crock pot, sometimes the bones aren't disintegrated, so you'll kind of break them up a little bit and take the bone marrow out of it. All right. And you can use it, like Heather said, like soups, and use it with other foods, that type of thing. So what does the flavor taste like, Heather? Just plain bone broth? Or anybody?
I don't know. It just has a really nice, rich flavor. Very rich flavor.
And another thing is, if you're making it, you have to add at least a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, because that helps draw out all the nutrients. So
Yes.
that's really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And remember, she said apple cider, not regular vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Okay.
If I can say as well that it's really good. It has a really nice, soothing, soothing, rich flavor. She said she did her for 3 or 4 days. I'm going to do that tonight, because I only do mine for maybe 3 or 4 hours, and just use that broth for my soup, or even just to drink it, a cup of it or so. And I also use onion skins as well with the broth. And so, like, if we have a cold or flu or anything that's going on with our immune system, I'll do that, and we snap right back within the next day, couple of hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bone broth is really good. I'm going to try it. I told my husband I'm doing that tonight. I have some beef bones in the freezer.
Yeah. So save the bones, put them in the freezer, put them in the refrigerator, depending on how long you're going to wait to do it. But the other thing I read as well, that if you use onions, for example, you don't even need to peel the onions. You just you can actually put the whole onion right in with it. And onions and anything, you just put it right in. You don't have to peel and do all that stuff, and it comes out with the flavors and everything. So that's an excellent point. Okay. Tina said she's cooking some right now. I think we all might want to go to Tina's house, based on everything she's been saying.
She's a great cook.
Road trip.
We'll do the next class at her house in person.
I agree. She's a great cook.
Okay.
And has lots of ideas for recipes too.
Good.
Good.
Okay.
All right. So I think that's wrapping it up.
Okay. So the thing, this one, trust the process, and everything that we do, we need to trust it. Okay. It's healthy food. It's good food. Do not, I beg you, do not get on the scale every day and think you're going to be losing weight and all this stuff. When you get all the nutrition in your body is, a lot of times, for a lot of us, it's used to having a certain amount of food that's non-nutritious, empty calories, okay? And your body might kind of beg for that a little bit. So a lot of times what happens is people say, well, I don't feel that much better right away, or I have some gas or this and that. It may happen because it's different food. You're not used to it. If I know that if I went to McDonald's and got a Big Mac and whatever, I'd probably not feel well. It's because I'm not used to it. And a lot of us aren't used to all good food all the time. Okay, so we're used to the carbs and the breads and all this stuff that we just, and some of the foods that has less nutrients. We're not used to all the nutrition. So your body's got to adjust to it. So just try to keep that in mind. And you can join right up here, right?
Mhm.
You can join the Facebook page. If you're not, just take a picture of it. If you don't know what to do, Patty will tell you. She's good at telling people what to do. Oh, there they come out, right?
Yeah, funny.
Okay, when will coconut be allowed? That'll be on the,
Never.
yeah, that'll be on the abundance. In about 3 weeks.
Right, what's gonna be on in 3 weeks?
The ability to have coconut. Yeah.
Coconut milk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so remember the 27th, we're gonna do this again and get into the next group of foods where it's gonna be more of the things that you might be used to eating, but we don't want to just do all, it's not gonna be just eat those foods for a period. We still want to keep these foods in, and then we can add a few things that were, to make the variety a little bit wider.
Another stage to this.
Yeah, a couple more stages.
Yeah. Okay.
You
And the
didn't
whole
tell us
thing-
that when we signed on.
Well, did you think you're gonna eat only these foods for the next 17 days and then do what?
Yes, ma'am.
Go back to McDonald's? Come on, Kim.
I don't eat McDonald's, but thank you very
All right.
much.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
So let's open it up to questions, thoughts, concerns, anything like that.
So there was a couple of things as you were talking. You said we can eat yogurt Saturday. We can't, according to the list. We can't eat
No.
that till Sunday.
It's not pre-cleanse first day, post-cleanse first day. Fruits and veggies and instant meal.
Oh, instant meals, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh,
okay.
how did I miss that? Okay,
Elderberry powder, is that okay? Is elderberry a berry?
Elderberry.
no, that's like a cranberry.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. That's all I got.
Will code to get on be the same as today? That's your question. Probably not.
I don't think it is, but I'll get that out soon, so everybody knows it. I'll send that to all of you when I send the recording out. So we'll know if it's I can't remember if I did the same one or not. Sorry.
I see, Yolanda and Andre visiting. Andre, I think, is a fellow retired Air Force guy, so we're brothers.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Oh, doing pretty good. How are you?
Just so everybody knows, Yolanda called my office as I was just running out to get up to this office, and we got talking, and she was from Minot, or lives in Minot, and told her where I lived, not that far away, and we got talking, so I said, join us, so here they are. So glad to have you. Glad to
Thanks for
have
having us.
Thank
Great
you.
information.
you. Stay warm, stay warm.
Yes,
out
sir.
there. There's nothing there to block the wind.
No.
Yeah.
Maureen and Ed did join us.
Okay, Maureen and Ed, okay. Who has questions?
John,
Yes,
can we cook with olive oil?
no, coconut oil,
Not at all. What are we gonna cook with?
coconut oil,
Oh,
unrefined coconut oil.
okay, so I gotta go find that.
Yeah, it's easy to find.
So no butter either?
You can have butter. Darrell, where have you been in this whole time? Yeah, you can have grass-fed butter, ghee butter, okay?
I can eat butter.
You can eat butter,
Okay, great.
okay?
I can cook with that, right?
And if you want to saute something, ghee works better than butter. Butter browns because it has the milk solids.
Yeah.
But the ghee, you can saute a lot at a higher temp for something crispy.
Correct.
I'm gonna look.
Yep, very
I'm
good.
I'm a foodie, sorry.
Okay,
No, that's great.
That's
The
great.
comments and input is great. Thank you.
who else? Who else has a question? Yes, Carol.
Just salmon, no other wild caught fish, because he bought wild caught trout.
Salmon. Eat your trout tomorrow and Sunday. Starting Monday, it's salmon.
Okay.
Not tomorrow either.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, just, what's that?
Tomorrow and Sunday is veggies and fruit.
You're
Yeah,
correct.
we can't eat meat
You're right.
until Monday.
Freeze your trout and save it for after we're done with this. It'll be good.
Okay, you gotta freeze that.
Okay,
So we can't go out to eat actually then, right? If we went out for dinner, you can't do it because they don't use coconut oil.
that's correct. When people go out to eat a lot, you're unhealthy. So the best you can do, I'm going to tell you, is try to eat at home. Do your cooking, let your body heal, okay? Let your body get the nutrients. Restaurants don't use the best of anything. They can't. I mean, it's just the way life goes unless you're going to pay a fortune, all right? Just, keep that in mind, all right? We're going to do some drawings, so I want to make sure that we have everybody on, so everybody's in. Did you get everybody's name?
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Here to you.
Yeah.
John, I had a quick question. Wow. So since I do my Melise meal replacements usually with oat milk, since there is only, I guess, yogurt, nothing else, even though that really isn't a dairy, I'm gonna have to, I don't know, do it with avocado and strawberries or something.
Yeah, and just use water and add some ice to it.
Yeah.
And avocado will give it that creaminess like the oat milk does.
Okay.
Okay. Mix it with water, whatever. That's what I do every day. I've been missing it for the last 3 days.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, okay. I'll just move beyond. You know?
Make a smoothie like we talked about the avocado and stuff.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Okay.
Put some ice cubes in, have some ice cream.
Close my eyes and go.
Oh, no, you don't have to close your eyes. It's delicious.
10 to 20 times, 10 to 20 experiences to enjoy a new or different food.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to do a drawing and you have to be here to win. So when I draw your name, if you don't holler, then